there was a woman once praised as the jewel of Europe. A bridge for the powerful alliance between England and Spain, who later became the focal point of a historical storm that shook both religion and politics across Europe. She was Catherine of Aragon, the first wife of Henry VIII. From a Spanish princess, carrying the pride of royal blood, Catherine stepped into England with the expectation of bringing prosperity, peace, and a glorious future to the Tudor dynasty. However, her fate took a tragic turn. From a beloved queen to being abandoned by her own husband, and her name became associated with one of the greatest crises in European history. The divorce that changed England's religion forever. What caused such a noble-born woman, with virtues unparalleled, to become a symbol of injustice and suffering? Why did a beautiful love story end in a bitter separation, turning Catherine into a figure both pitied and respected? Today, we will delve into the story of Catherine of Aragon, not just to witness the suffering she endured, but also to understand why she is still regarded as one of England's most resilient and courageous queens. This is not just a tale of love and betrayal, but a reminder of the power of loyalty, faith, and a heart that never yielded. Catherine of Aragon was born in 1485, the youngest daughter of two of Europe's most powerful monarchs, Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile, the rulers who completed the unification of Spain. From a young age, Catherine was raised in a strict environment where Catholic faith was paramount, and loyalty to the family was considered sacred. She learned Latin, studied the Bible, and honed the qualities of a royal woman intelligence. Patience and pride, however. Catherine's life was not meant to be peaceful. At the age of 16, she was married off to Prince Arthur, the eldest son of Henry VII of England. This marriage was not just to unite two individuals, but also to strengthen the diplomatic ties between two powerful dynasties. For Catherine, England became her second home, a place where she hoped to fulfill her mission, to serve as a bridge for a prosperous new era. Little did she know, this arrangement would mark the beginning of a life filled with great tragedy. Catherine arrived in England, believing she would have a happy marriage, to Prince Arthur the Tudor, heir to the throne. But after just a few short months, fate struck with brutal force. Arthur died at the age of 15, leaving Catherine widowed at the age of 16, alone in a foreign land. From a princess, celebrated as a symbol of a mighty alliance, she became a figure abandoned amidst political calculations, unsure of what her future held. The years that followed were long and challenging. Catherine had to live in constant waiting, bearing financial pressures while caught between the courts of England and Spain. Yet it was during these dark days that she showed an extraordinary resilience. Catherine did not falter, nor did she allow herself to be forgotten. She held on to the dignity of a royal princess. Eventually, fate smiled upon her once more, when she was married to Henry, Arthur's younger brother. From that point, Catherine's life entered a new chapter. bringing both glory and even greater tragedies ahead. When Catherine of Aragon became the wife of Henry VIII and was crowned Queen of England, she entered the most glorious period of her life. Not only did she possess a gentle beauty and unwavering faith, but she also demonstrated intelligence and strength, far beyond the image of a wife. Standing behind the throne, Catherine quickly won the affection of the people, who saw in her a compassionate, approachable queen dedicated to her country. What made her even more remarkable was that Catherine not merely existed in the palace, but also left her mark on history. When Henry VIII went to France, she was entrusted with regency, bearing the responsibility of running the kingdom. In the Battle of Flodden in 1513, she was the one who organized the forces, encouraged the soldiers, and played a key role in the resounding victory over Scotland, the image of a young queen. Donning armor and sending it to her husband as a war trophy became a powerful symbol of her courage and intellect. She was not only a symbol of gentleness, but also an embodiment of strength and faith. A queen worthy of admiration from the entire nation. However, the marriage between Catherine and Henry VIII, which once seemed unbreakable, began to crack when she failed to provide the king with a surviving male heir to the throne. Repeated miscarriages and the early deaths of their children became a persistent pain, not only for Catherine, but also a pretext for Henry to turn away from her. While Catherine persevered in her duties as a queen, Henry became increasingly obsessed with a desire for a male heir and sought love elsewhere. When Anne Boleyn appeared on the scene, Henry was determined to annul their nearly two-decade-long marriage. Catherine refused to relent, refusing to accept being regarded as an illegitimate wife, and even more so refusing to allow her daughter, Mary, to be stripped of her royal rights. Her struggle was not only for love, but for honor and the Catholic faith she held dear. It was her steadfastness that drove Henry to break away from the Pope, initiating the English Reformation that forever altered the course of England's history. What started as a personal tragedy for Catherine turned into the spark for a seismic shift that would affect all of Europe. After her marriage to Henry VIII was officially annulled, Catherine of Aragon was stripped of her title as queen and confined to remote castles. She was forbidden to see her beloved daughter, Mary, and was not allowed to attend any court ceremonies. However, in the face of solitude and illness, Catherine maintained the dignity of a Spanish princess and an English queen. She signed her final letters with the title Catherine, Queen of England, as a way to assert that the title had never truly left her. In the final years of her life, Catherine's health deteriorated quickly, but her religious faith remained the foundation that allowed her to face her fate with calm. On January 7, 1536, she passed away at the age of 50. Mourned by the people, those who had never stopped seeing her as the true queen, Catherine was buried simply at Peterborough Cathedral, but her memory lived on in the hearts of the people as an image of steadfastness, loyalty, and unwavering virtue. Catherine of Aragon left a unique legacy in history, one that extends far beyond the title of a queen. Abandoned by her husband, she became a symbol of steadfastness and loyalty, not only to her Catholic faith, but also to her role in English history. Despite being stripped of her title, Catherine maintained her dignity until the end, leaving behind the image of a woman who refused to bow to power or injustice. Catherine's resilience serves as a reminder of the quiet strength of those who might appear weak. She did not fight with swords, but she triumphed through patience and unwavering belief. In the eyes of the people, she never lost her title as queen. And it is this affection that has allowed her name to live on through the ages. Her legacy is not only the prelude to the great upheavals in England, but also a humanitarian lesson for all generations. There are values greater than power, and victories are not always found on thrones, but in maintaining one's integrity amidst life's storms. The story of Catherine of Aragon concludes not simply as the journey of a queen, abandoned by her husband, but as the journey of a woman who lived wholeheartedly, with faith, honor, and love for her country and family. Though removed from the throne, Catherine never surrendered. She maintained her dignity until her last breath, leaving behind the image of a woman, both gentle and resolute, full of compassion and stronger than any weapon. Her silent pride, refusal to succumb to injustice, and absolute loyalty to her faith ensured that Catherine's name transcended time. She was not only a queen of the 16th century, but belongs to all generations to come, as a reminder that dignity and character are things no one can strip away. Catherine may have lost everything in Henry VIII's hands, but she triumphed in the hearts of future generations. And that is the most lasting victory. The profound lesson from Catherine of Aragon is in life. We cannot control how others treat us, but we can always control how we choose to face it. Power, money, or love can be lost, but character and steadfastness are what endure. Applied to the present, any of us will face moments of failure, rejection, or injustice. We must learn to hold firm to our values, never losing faith or self-respect. It is this that creates immortality in each person's life. What do you think? Is Catherine of Aragon the most memorable wife of Henry VIII? Leave your answer in the comments so everyone can share their views. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support Cryptic History and motivate us to bring you more fascinating historical stories. Next time,